Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Micks, Mowers, and in this episode we're going to be taking a little look at a little tiny Hayter 48, and it came in about 2 days ago. The gentleman said he had it serviced last year and he paid an extortionate amount of money to have it serviced, apparently. Extortionate. It was fine, but then he's left it out in the garden over the winter last year and it's failed to start so far this season. I mean, it's quite late in the season, to be fair, and he just can't get to start. The cable's all seized up and what have you. So he's asked me to have a look at it to diagnose what the issue is and to see if it can be saved or not. I mean, it's a Hayter 48, so it should be okay, I would say, once it's had the treatment, but it is doing some very funny things at the moment. I had a little go at it. It has got compression, but when you pull the cord, it's chucking fuel out of the exhaust pipe. So I've been in contact with a couple of friends of mine just to help diagnose it. Colin Ketley, he's been, as usual, a very helpful tool in this sort of thing to diagnose this. He reckons it's a carburetor issue, so that's what I'm going to go with to start off with, and then we'll probably check the valves after that if we're no better off. But it may be defunct, it may be too far gone, but I just can't sort of see it. So without further ado, let's get down and let's get dirty and let's check out condition. There's now no fuel in this at all. The fuel is coming straight out of the cylinder head, and when I pull it, it's also coming out of the exhaust. So I'm not going to bother filling it all back up again and filling the system with oil, with petrol. But that's what it's doing. I have managed to tie back a dead man because the cable was broken, so I can pull it. As you can see, it's just shooting fuel out of the exhaust. So I'm just going to put my compression kit on it very quickly with no fuel in the system and see what comes out. Let's put the old compression testing kit on. Oh dear, Poppy. That's on. Just want to put that rag over top, not chucking petrol over the lawn. So that's what it's currently doing. And we're getting up to around about 50 bar pressure on the system. So we have actually got compression, so that's good. Let's get it in, let's get it up on the bench, and let's see if we can't have a look, see what's going on with this little lawnmower. Right, she's up on the table. This is why I love my lift table, because you don't have to lift nothing up. It's all done for you. So we'll have it up in the air, and then first thing I want to do is have a look at this carburetor, see what's going on with that, and then if it still persists, I'm going to have a look at the valve, in particular the exhaust valve, and then we'll go from there. But as I say, it may be shot, but I'm struggling to see that. But put the bar in so it doesn't drop down on me. Let me get a plethora of tools in place, and I'll come back. Right, I'll try and get you in as close as I can. Obviously I need to get in at some point to actually work on it. So I've not really had a 48 Pro in, apart from I've had a 48 which is my own 48, so, but this is a different engine. This is the overhead valve jobby. So we'll have a look at it, see what we can do. That should come off like so. Okay, so he says to me that it's been serviced last year. I'll probably agree with that. There's a lot of debris in here, but inside the filter looks relatively good. I would say it has. Don't forget, this has been sat outside all year, so we've got spiders in there and that sort of stuff, but it doesn't look too bad, to be fair. Okay, I'm going to take off this throttle assembly, air box, all that sort of good stuff, and I'll come back. So I'm doing that and I'm doing these. I don't know what kind of messes we're going to find in here. I don't think there's any more fuel inside this tank. I think it's pretty much empty. I think it's just what was left in the bowl. So I'm going to try and endeavour to crimp off the fuel line anyway. And try and get a bit up near the tank, would be better. About there. Okay, that should all now come apart. And there, breather pipe at the back. That comes off. That all looks good. Lots of clean. Lord. I don't know why people do it. It's just everything is just so seized up and what have you, but we'll give it a go. It's a shame because these mowers are not cheap, you know, so why would you leave it outside in the elements, especially in the UK. You know, other countries where it's nice and warm and dry, but, you know, over here a lot of moisture, a lot of issues. So we've got a bit of a homemade spring on there. That's not standard. So let's now just take off this fuel assembly. I'm interested to see what this carburetor looks like inside. Word. Everything is just seized on. I don't think there's no fuel in there, is it? If there is, it's very limited. Well, I've managed to get this 8mm in now. Needs to just get it started. There are Torx bit as well on some of these. Oh, it's coming off. You get a rag. Such a shame. Poor little engine. Obviously. Everything just looks locked up. That's a problem. It's coming. Spring's not quite right on there. Whatever they've done to that, it's not making any sense at all. That wants to come off really. That's definitely a homemade job here. Someone's just altered by the looks of it. That's better. So that one goes on, just on through there like that. and this bit was set up at the top just for future reference. I want to get this fuel pipe off next, just so I can then manipulate the carb to get off the linkages. So that goes there. Right, what have we got here? Two setups which are going to fight each other, and they're seized on, so I can't even move that one. I won't even move on the linkage. Give us 2 minutes to try and work this out, because I just literally cannot get these linkages to move. That's actually stuck on the plastic, so I might do a bit of oiling up and just to get it to release. Okay, so the carburetor's now off. Everything up here is locked. Everything. Can't get anything to move. That moves, but I don't do anything. So this needs to be taken apart, put on the bench, and see what we got. So let's go over to the bench, have an open up, see if we can just get this carburetor to be freed up a touch. Okay, so the biggest problem with this carburetor, of course, is that the gentleman who it belongs to doesn't really want to spend a great deal of money on putting it right, because he's already had his pants pulled down, so to speak, on an extortionate service. But I said, well, you need to sort of do something, because you either need to just cut your losses and say, do you know what, I'm going to just get a new lawnmower or second hand one, or you need to commit to say, you know, I want to get this one sorted out, you know. But it's difficult to advise until I actually know what's gone on. But you know, I can do what I can do. I can diagnose what I can see. So that's plugged up straight away, and the carburetor is actually really good. It looks good. The float is working to a degree. Although I can't remove it. So that could be the problem, you see, is that I can't actually remove that. So that would tell me that the needle is actually stuck. So that needle there I can't remove from the seat. So that would tell me, and I'm gonna put praise where praise and credit where credit's due. It is what Colin Ketty said it could possibly be. So I don't take any credit for someone else's advice. So it does look like Mr. Hayter, Colin Ketty, was bang on the money. But that's what this YouTube community is all about. It's all about having a chat with each other and trying to help each other out. It may just be something simple as trying to borrow some petrol. I mean, Jacko's always on the hunt for petrol. Always on the hunt for petrol. But as I say, I've not had many in. So that float actually, the needle part is working to the degree that piece is actually moving. Can you see that? But this actual needle is actually not coming out of the seat. So that's got to come out, no matter which way you swing it. So let me try and get hold of it so I can just encourage it to come. It's just got to come out. Here it comes. Boom. So now that's now actually out. And the seat looks really good inside because it's solid brass, but there's no way any fuel could pass that. Yep. That was absolutely stuck in there. That's the reason why it's all congealed. So I want to put that in some petrol or just some water, just to see, make sure there's no cracks in this, to make sure this holds up, and then starts the process of literally trying to free this little guy up. But at the moment it doesn't want to move. But with a good soak, WD-40 and good all-round clean, it should start to move freely. So we'll see how we get on. That spring needs replacing. That's nowhere near right, so I've got to do that. So let me get on now and just literally give this carburetor a good clean. You don't need to see me clean carburetors. There's loads of videos and whatever, DVDs of how to do this, Colin, and we can get on and clean this up. So give us 2 ticks, let me get it cleaned, and I'll come back to you. Right, I've cleaned this carburetor to the best of my ability, but I have a sneaky feeling the carburetor is US. Purely because I can't get any of the components to move within the carburetor. All this top assembly, nothing's moving, which is a terrible shame. But I'm going to put it back together and see if it will at least start. And that will give me an idea as to where to go with regards to repairing it. It may be a donor carb, which I don't have for this. But we need to I need to go with it just to have some kind of plan to tell the owner what I think. The float does float in water. It doesn't have any cracks in it, which is good. So that's working all as it should do, and it's now free to move inside the chamber there, which it wasn't doing before. So that's that. I'm just a bit annoyed, you know. A good engine like this, you know, or a good lawnmower, because these aren't cheap, you know. It's just left out in the rain and the snow, and it's a shame, really. Terrible shame. There you go. That's what it is. So I've cleaned it to the best of my ability, and I have spent some time getting down and dirty with it, and literally have really been quite methodical in cleaning it. So right, let's have a little look at this now. So we had this one here was on this one here, and that came off last, so that may go on first. Happy with that. And then this one I was able to tip up, put that on there, swing it round. Oh, don't lose my O-ring. That goes on. Oop. It goes on there. Bracketry on there. I've got a bracketry to put on here and all. That all goes on there together. That one goes on there together. Something like that. Let me bolt all that together, and then I'll come back. Okay, carburetor's now back on, but I'm going to have problems. I know I am, because now the governor arm's not even moving. I can't get this carburetor to free up any way, shape or form. So I should put it back together. Just want to see if I can at least get it to fire, and then I will be able to tell the respective owner what I think needs to happen to it. I've got a feeling in my head he's going to say don't bother, because that's not moving at all. I just cannot get that flap to move. I'm going to put this on first just to make sure that I'm not missing a trick. I want to be able to see that this is all working. See, that's moving, but I ain't doing nothing. You know, that's irrelevant. It's not physically doing anything, this carburetor, at all. It's completely locked up solid. I've cleaned it. I tried to lube it all up. I just can't get it to move. So we'll see. We shall see. At the first port of call, I just want to double check to make sure it's not actually chucking fuel out of the exhaust when I put this carburetor back on. That's why I'm doing this first. I've got a feeling it wants a new carburetor initially. If it will fire, if it fires, just be a new carb. It's a new spring assemblies, because that ain't doing nothing. That's just there for looks. So what else we got up here? Let's have a look here. So that's that on there. That's a throttle. That goes on there. As I say, there's not much sense in putting it on, because initially I thought it was all working. When I do that, it looks like it's all working, but actually it's not actually turning anything on that carburetor. That's my initial assessment when it first turned up in the garden. But He's in quite rough shape, to be fair. So let's put that roughly where it is. Not that it makes any odds because it ain't working. Until he lets me know what he wants to spend on it, there's not a lot I can do. Which is frustrating because I just like to get on and fix stuff if I can. But I'm not allowed just to fix stuff in, that's what it is. Right, let me blow the air filter off, have a tidy up, and we'll take it outside and try and fire it up. Right, so I've just put a plug back in, HT lid back on. I've got my snips, so I need to cut the wire at the back here should there be an issue with the lawnmower. It's going to be quite tough to get in there, but if I take that off first, that'll give me a bit more leeway. And I can just snip this cable tie off in a hurry should I need to. I just want to keep them tools quite close to hand. As I say, there's no guarantee what this lawnmower is going to do, but we shall see. Right, let's give it a couple of pulls and see what happens. I'll wait for the pops. Good go. Well done. Okay, well that's a bit of a panic station. So it does run, but because the carburettor is not working on the top, then I can't physically control the revs of it, which is a shame. But at least it does run. I know it does run. It runs pretty well, to be fair. The dead man's hand is not working, that won't cut out. That's why I was round the back trying to muck about with it. So it looked like a bit of uncontrolled chaos. But at least it does work, so I can now get hold of the owner and see what he wants to do. See if he wants to commit to it. It will need a new carburetor, definitely, a new spring set up, a new dead man's handle cable, a new dead man's handle. So it's going to need all of them spares before this lawnmower is anywhere close to being up and ready. And then after that, it will require a service. So. Also, the height adjustment isn't working either, so he's a long way from home, but I can tell him it is actually running. Okay, so this is where we are currently. I have texted the owner of the lawnmower and he's having a little think about it, but I've just had this carburetor back off again. I have managed to get this arm now moving, that's now going, and there's a lot more free than what it was before, but this one is not doing a thing. Cannot get it to move, and now I have broken the top of the arm. So it should move, and it just really does not want to go. I've tried everything. I've tried a little bit of heat, I've tried grease, I've tried everything. It just does not want to shift, and there's a flap in there. But that's US. So it's going to be left with the owner as to what he wants me to do with it. Bare minimum would be new carburetor, carburetor springs, dead man's handle cable, dead man's handle switch, because none of that's working. It will probably want a service, but it has just been serviced. But the spark plug that come out of it is there, all rusted and what have you, because we left outside. So I don't know what he wants to do with it. However, the challenge was to see if I can diagnose it to get it to run, and I have managed to do that. It's not really the best video in the world, but that's what it is. It may come back in a couple of weeks' time once he decides what he wants to do with it. If not, he may try and part exit in against something I've got here, and you may see me do it up. I don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Anyway, that'll do for today. I'm going to need to get back indoors because Riley boy will be home very soon, and I want to see what sort of day that little boy's had. But thank you very much for watching me on this episode of Micks Mowers, and I hope to catch you all again on the next episode very, very soon. But until then, take it easy.